This time we are taking a trip back to one of the wildest, most mysterious TV shows of all time, Lost. This series had us glued to our screens, screaming at cliffhangers and endlessly debating theories. Lost first aired in September 2004 and ran for 6 seasons, wrapping up in 2010. I'm curious how many of you actually made it all the way to the end. Let me know in the comments. Filmed mostly in Hawaii, the show gave us those breathtaking island shots, but it wasn't just about survival, it was a mix of drama, mystery and psychological twists, exploring themes of destiny, redemptions and, let's be honest, some very questionable decision making. And here is the interesting fact, the pilot episode was one of the most expensive in TV history, costing around 14 mil, and that airplane wreckage on the beach was a real decommissioned aircraft. This show was a massive success, even winning the Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series in 2005. Not bad for the series that constantly left us with more questions than answers. Now let's break down the main characters. Hugo, or Hurley, played by Jorge Garcia, was 31 years old when Lost first aired. Now he's in his 50s. He was actually the first actor cast on the show because the creators were so impressed by him. Jorge was born in Nebraska but grew up in Orange County, California. But in high school, he was a wrestler and earned the nickname Babyface Killer. Later, he graduated from University of California, Los Angeles. Jorge got his first taste of street recognition after starring in Jack in a Box commercial.
That? It's my Jack hat. So they think I'm Jack.
From there, he landed roles in Russian Roulette, Alcatraz, and Hawaii Five-0, and music fans might recognize him from the cover of Weezer's 2010 album. He even performed as a guest vocalist at several Weezer's concerts that year. As for how he landed Lost, the show's producers saw him on Curb Your Enthusiasm and were so impressed that they created the character of Hurley specifically for him. In Lost, Hurley is the laid-back, comedic relief of the group, often finding himself in bizarre situations, and of course we cannot forget those cursed lottery numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23 and 42, which won him a record jackpot of 140 mil. I know some of you probably tried those numbers. If you got any luck, let me know. Jorge has always kept his personal life relatively private, but in 2012 he met his future wife Rebecca Birdsall, who is also an actress and even appeared in Hawaii Five-0. After several years together, they tied the knot in 2019, and they have a daughter. She was born in 2021. And by the way, when he was cast in Lost, the show's director put him on a weight loss plan, focusing on a diet of fruits, vegetables, and protein. Over time, he lost almost 100 pounds. His last project was a TV show Bookie, where he played Hector, a key part of the Bookie crew, but no matter what he is working on, we'll always remember him as Hurley, the heart of Lost and one of the most beloved characters in TV history. And next up, we got one of the Lost's most complex and unpredictable character, Kate Austen, played by Evangeline Lilly. She was a fugitive on the run and torn between Jack and Sawyer, always finding herself at the center of the island's biggest mysteries. But what about the actress behind the role? Let's break it down. When Lost aired, Evangeline was 25 years old and now she is 45. She almost didn't get the role of Kate because she had issue getting a US visa. She is actually Canadian, but after a bit of Hollywood magic and some paperwork, she made it just in time to start filming. Before hitting it big, Evangeline had quite the wild resume. She worked as a waitress, did oil change and grease job on big trucks, and even spent some time as a flight attendant for Royal Airlines. Talk about hands-on career before Hollywood came calling. Before Locke, she popped up in a few TV commercials and even had a small roles in Smallville and True Calling. And get this, she even starred in a Lifelinks dating hotline commercial. Yep, you hear it right.
For me, I'm going to Livelinks. It's the best place to meet local singles, and you can try it.
But Lost was a game changer that launched her in a stardom, making her one of the most unforgettable characters. Kate was a survivor with a complicated past, on the run for murder, always caught in a love triangle, and somehow always managing to escape trouble. She was fearless, independent, and one of the toughest characters on the island. And by the way, Kate did most of her own stunts on the show. She loved the action-packed role and wasn't afraid to get her hands dirty in those intense fight scenes. After Lost wrapped in 2010, Evangeline took a brief break from acting but came back swinging literally. She joined the Hobbit trilogy and then stepped into the Marvel Cinematic Universe in Ant-Man, Ant-Man the Wasp, and Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. She also starred alongside in Real Steel, proving she could hold her own in both fantasy and action films. In her personal life, Evangeline has always been private. She was married to hockey player Murray from 2003 to 2004, and fans might be surprised to know that she also dated her Lost co-star Dominic Monaghan. Yep, Charlie and Kate were a real-life couple for a while. After their breakup, she found love with Norman Cully, a Lost production assistant, and they've been together ever since. They have 2 sons and live a peaceful, low-key life in Hawaii. In December 2006, while she was on set filming Lost, the electrical fire completely destroyed her home in Hawaii, taking all of her belongings with it. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it was a devastating loss. In June 2024, Evangeline announced that she was stepping away from acting to focus on her family, saying, "I might return to Hollywood one day, but for now, this is where I belong." Whether she makes a comeback or not, she'll always be remembered as a fearless, complex, and unforgettable Kate Austen, one of the Lost's most iconic characters. And at this time, we're gonna talk about one of the most unforgettable characters, the charming, sharp-tongued conman with a heart of gold, James Sawyer. Whether he was handing out sarcastic nicknames, reading a book in the middle of a chaos, or proving he was more than just a hustler, Sawyer was one of the island's most complex and entertaining survivors, and the man who brought him to life, Josh Holloway, was 35 years old when Lost first aired, and now he is 54. Josh hadn't always been a Hollywood star, born in California and raised in Georgia. He started out as a model, working for brands like Dolce & Gabbana and Calvin Klein, but he wasn't just about the looks. Before breaking into acting, he also worked as a real estate agent to pay the bills. His early acting gigs include small roles in Angel and NCIS, but nothing really took off until Lost came along. At 35 years old, Holloway auditioned for Lost, and the interesting fact, he originally went for the role of Jack Stafford, but after the producers saw his natural bad boy charisma, they knew he was a perfect fit for Sawyer. And honestly, can you imagine anyone else nailing those iconic one-liners? After Lost wrapped in 2010, Holloway didn't slow down. He took on more action-packed roles, proving he was much more than just the island resident troublemaker. In 2011, he joined Mission Impossible, sharing the screen with Tom Cruise, and in 2014, he started Intelligence, playing a government agent with microchip in his brain. From 2016 to 18, Holloway starred in the drama series Colony, playing a former FBI agent struggling to protect his family in a world under alien occupation. Unlike Sawyer, Jorge has been married to Jessica Kamal since 2004. They met at a bar before he became famous, and get this, she actually proposed to him. They have 2 kids, daughter Jarrah born in 2009 and son Hunter born in 2014. Despite his Hollywood career, Holloway keeps things pretty low-key, spending time with his family, surfing and enjoying life away from the spotlight. Josh's latest project is Duster in 2024, but no matter what role he takes on, Sawyer will always be the character we remember him for. Whether he is hustling or playing a hero, that iconic bad boy charm will forever be part of him. Next up, we have one of the most intense and intriguing characters, Sayid Jarrah, played by Naveen Andrew. As a former Iraq Republican Guard, torture-turned-redemption-seeking survivor, Sayid was a master of strategy, a skilled fighter, and one of the island's most tragic figures. But what about the man behind the role? Let's dive in. When lost there in 2004, Naveen was 35 years old, now he is 55. Born in London to Indian parents, his journey to Hollywood wasn't exactly traditional. He defied his strict upbringing, left home as a teen, and chased his dream of acting despite his family's objections. His early career took off on British television and films. Before Lost, he starred in The English Patient, which earned widespread acclaim, and Pride and Prejudice in 2004, a vibrant Bollywood-style take on Jane Austen classic novel. Naveen also appeared in Mighty Joe Young in 1998 and the TV miniseries The Ten Commandments 2006, but a role as Sayid that made him a household name and one of the show's most beloved characters. After Lost ended in 2010, Naveen continued to take on diverse roles. He starred in Sinbad in 2012 and played Jafar in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, but one of his most notable roles post-Lost was in the critically acclaimed series Sense8 from 2015 to 18, where he played Jonas, a mysterious guide for the main characters. Naveen has a fascinating personal life. In the early 90s, he was in a relationship with his former high school math teacher Geraldine Figgins, with whom he has a son, Jason. Later, he was in a long-term relationship with actress Barbara Hershey, who is 21 years older than him. The couple had an on-and-off relationship for many years before finally splitting in 2010. During a brief separation from Hershey, Naveen had another son, Josh, with Czech actress Elena Ustash. Naveen has been open about his struggles with alcohol and drug addiction, particularly during his rise to fame. At the height of his addiction, he checked himself into rehab and fought to regain control of his life and career. Despite these challenges, he has continued to thrive in Hollywood, proving his resilience both on and off screens. In recent years, Naveen has kept a relatively low profile but continues to act in films and television. In 2024, he returned to comedy with The Predips of Pittsburgh, showing off a whole new side of his talent. While he might always be remembered as Sayid, his career has proven that he is much more than just one iconic character. And next up, we have one of the Lost's most beloved and heartbreaking character, Charlie, played by Dominic Monaghan. As the former rock star battling addiction, Charlie was charming, troubled, and ultimately one of the island's greatest heroes. But what about the man behind the role? Let's dive in. When Lost aired, Dominic was 27 years old, now he's 48. Born in Berlin, Germany, to British parents, he later moved to England when he discovered his passion for acting. Before Lost, Dominic was already famous for his role in The Lord of Rings. His portrayal of brave Hobbit won fans worldwide and cemented his place in Hollywood before he ever set foot on the Lost Island. And here is an interesting fact. He originally auditioned for the role of Sawyer, but the producers loved his energy so much that they created Charlie specifically for him. After Lost ended, Dominic continued to work in films and television. He appeared in Flash Forward and had roles in films like X-Men and Pet, where he showcased his darker acting chops. In 2010, he also starred in the music video for Eminem and Rihanna's hit song Love the Way You Lie, where he played an abusive boyfriend opposite actress Megan Fox. The intense and emotional video became a cultural phenomenon and got over 2 billion views on YouTube. Later on, he reunited with Lord of Rings director Peter Jackson for Star Wars, where he is playing resistance fighter King. Aside from acting, Dominic is passionate about nature and wildlife. He hosted Wild Things with Dominic Monaghan, a travel and wildlife documentary series where he explored the world's most fascinating and dangerous creatures. Dominic's most high-profile relationship was with his Lost co-star Evangeline Lilly, who played Kate Austen. The two dated from 2004 to 2009 before calling it quits. Their breakup was tough on him, and he has spoken openly about how it affected him emotionally. He has also been candid about his struggles with substance abuse, like his Lost character Dominic battled addiction issues, but worked hard to overcome them. He has credited his love for nature, travel, and his work in wildlife as a major factor in helping him stay grounded. Today, Dominic continues to act and work on projects he is passionate about. He remains a fan favorite at Lord of Rings and Lost, where he shares behind-the-scenes stories from both legendary franchises. With a love for adventure and storytelling, Dominic has carved out a unique path in Hollywood, proving that he is much more than just a rock star or hobbit, and no matter where his career takes him next time, fans will always remember him for his unforgettable roles and, of course, his iconic Lost moment, not Penny Bot. And next up, we have Lost's reluctant leader and one of the show's most pivotal characters, Jack Shephard, played by Matthew Fox. As the island's troubled doctor, Jack struggled with the burden of responsibilities, constantly battling his inner demons while trying to save those around him. But what about the man behind it all? Let's take a look. When Lost aired, Matthew was 38 years old. Now he is 57, born in Pennsylvania and raised in Wyoming. He initially had no plans to become an actor. In fact, he studied economics at Columbia University with the goal of working in finance before discovering a passion for acting. Before Lost, Matthew was best known for his role as Charlie on Party of Five, a hit drama about 5 orphaned siblings trying to navigate life after their parents' death. The show launched his career and made him a familiar face on television. And by the way, Matthew initially auditioned for the role of Sawyer, the rugged conman played by Josh Holloway. However, the producers saw him as a better fit for Jack Shephard, and the rest of the history. And Jack was originally meant to die in the pilot episode, but the producers changed their mind, making him the show's lead character. After Lost ended, Matthew took on several film roles. He starred in Emperor and played a chilling serial killer in Alex Cross, showcasing a darker side of his acting skills. He also appeared in the thriller Extinction and the critically acclaimed Western horror film Bone Tomahawk. However, after a string of roles, Matthew largely stepped away from Hollywood, preferring a more private life away from the spotlight. For years, he stayed out of the public eyes until 2022, when he made a surprising return to television in the Peacock series Last Light, his first major role in over a decade. Matthew has been married to his wife Margarita Ronicky since 1992. She is Italian and the couple has 2 children together. They have always kept their family life private, living largely outside the Hollywood spotlight. Despite his success, Matthew post lost years weren't without controversy. In 2011, he was accused of punching a female driver in Ohio. The woman claimed that Matthew tried to board a private party bus without permission, leading to an altercation where he allegedly hit her in the chest. The case never went to court, as no charges were officially filed, but it became a significant controversy in his career. 1 year later, in 2012, Matthew was arrested for DUI in Oregon. He later admitted that his drinking had gotten out of control and that the incident was a wake-up call. These controversies, along with his growing disillusionment with Hollywood, contributed to his decision to step away from acting for several years. And next up, we have lost mysterious and philosophical survivalist John Locke, played by Terry O'Quinn. Locke was a man of faith, always believing the island had a greater purpose for him. His journey from a paraplegic in the real world to a warrior on the island made him one of the most compelling characters in the series. But what about the man behind the role? Let's take a look. When Lost aired, Terry was 52 years old, now he's 71. Born in Michigan, he developed an interest in acting while studying at Central Michigan University and later at the University of Iowa. He eventually moved to Hollywood, where he built a steady career in television and film. Before Lost, Terry was best known for his chilling performance in The Stepfather, where he played a serial killer hiding behind the facade of the perfect family man. He also had recurring roles in popular TV series like The X-Files, Alias, Millennium, and Jack. Terry's performance as John Locke earned him an Emmy Award in 2007 for Outstanding Supporting Actor in Drama Series. His deep, commanding presence and complex portrayal of Locke made him a fan favorite. Terry was married to his wife Lori for over 30 years before they divorced in 2012. The couple have 2 sons together. After his divorce, Terry was romantically linked to Kate Baldwin, a former journalist and producer. The two have been seen together at various events, though Terry remains relatively private about his personal life. Terry O'Quinn's journey proves that talent and dedication never fade. From his unforgettable role as John Locke to his recent project, he is still going strong and fans love him for that. As we're wrapping things up, we know Lost was packed with incredible characters, and there is still so much to explore. If you'd like to see a part 2, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe.